Hey guys, welcome back to BlueTube. I'm Reeves, and you can probably tell we're not in the studio today. We are actually at my house, and it's great. Oh, don't worry about that behind me. That's not a rat. That's actually my dog Tater Tot. Come here, Tater Tot. Alright, well, she usually is a lot more friendly, but you know, it is what it is. Anyways, guys, today, if you're watching this, the day that it's gone up, it is March 27th, 2020, which means it is 1 year from the day that my dad died, and, let's talk about it. Presented to Coach Scott Bridges. You can see my name right there, by the way, in case you didn't know, my first name's actually Jacob. And then up here, look at that. There he is. That's me. I was a proud Marlin. And there's my dad. Ta-da! Fair warning, this is mostly going to be me just rambling on. And I'll worry about it in post to get the important things. Oh, first things first. I don't think I've actually gotten a video that has my face in it since this happened. So... ta-da! Surprise, surprise. I don't have hair at the moment, as you can probably tell. I am bald, so that's great. But that's not important. I'll probably put that back on before the end of this video because of reasons. Alright, so I guess in case you haven't seen the first Presbyterian College video that I did, or just don't know, my dad did pass away last year today, 1 year anniversary. It was a pulmonary embolism in his sleep, which a pulmonary embolism is basically a blood clot that gets into your lungs, and when it happens it's essentially game over. There's not really anything that causes them or can stop them, so it was just kind of very sudden, very out of the blue. No one was really prepared for it. And because of that, we didn't have any kind of plans. Nobody wanted to do anything like that. I don't even know what I talked about in the first video, if I'm being blatant with you guys. But, I mean, I'll tell you guys a little bit about what the process was like. It really sucked. It was right around when finals were picking up, so I couldn't really, like, miss class and not go back to school because I had tests and stuff. So I still went, and then after I would go to class, I'd come home, we'd have to plan the funeral, go through his stuff, move his house, well, not move the house, but like stuff from the house, and of course you understand what I'm saying. I don't know, I'm a little bit rambly right now, but the service, he was cremated, and I was the urn bearer. And fun fact, in case, hopefully you never have to find out, but in case you ever do, just so you're ready, the urn is heavy. It's not light. I wasn't really prepared for it. I didn't like drop it or anything because, you know, I'm clearly very strong. And I carried it down, and it was kind of like it was just one of those moments of like, wow, it makes it real. But see, that's what is interesting, I guess, because really, even now, a year later, sometimes it doesn't feel real, you know, and there will be times where I'm very aware of it, and it feels very real, and I can, you know, really tell I don't feel him, essentially. But then there's other times where it just completely slips my mind, where I'll be, I have a stylus that I'll be playing with off camera, in case you guys are curious. But there's times where I'm like, oh yeah, this restaurant's really good. I bet Dad would like it. Oh. Kind of like that. And I have to almost remind myself, like, no. I mean, I can't call him. I don't know if I said this in the last video last year or not. My very last time ever interacting with my dad, actually. Me and him were big wrestling guys, you know? And, like, he would always be for the old WCW and NWA, WWF kind of thing. And I'm that, but I'm also current, and I still like wrestling. Stuff like WWE, AEW, PWG, New Japan, blah, blah, blah. Can you not interrupt me? But, you know, we have the WWE Network, and he wanted to watch it or get it for something. I don't even know what at this point. And we were messaging back and forth, and I was telling him my login information, which I'm not going to say right here because, but basically I knew my login information that I was telling him was right. And he was like, no, that's not it. And I was like, no, Dad, it is. And he was like, no, it's not. So, the last 2 messages, I guess I'll clarify. Nope, not doing something right, for sake. And if that doesn't perfectly sum up my dad, nothing will. So at least now you guys have a perfect idea of the kind of guy that he was. I think it's hilarious, and if you don't like How I Met Your Mother, I guess we can't be friends. Anyways, it sucks. I won't lie. It's been a year and I still struggle with it sometimes. And I know when you go through grief, you like to think it'll be 5 stages. And you'll go through them and it's the whole... I don't think I even know them. Probably bad for a psych major not to fully know it, but it's like shock, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance, I guess. But like, that's not real, you know? No one, or I'm not going to say no one, because maybe that's how people go, and like, I'm not going to judge them for that. But there's no set way that you should grieve. There's no set way you should be able to feel, basically. And I mean, you know, everyone's got their own way of doing it. My way of doing it was to really throw myself into work. I did BlueTube. You guys might notice if you go through the channel, there's a lot of videos of me just being kind of admittedly stupid in some of them. And that's okay if that's what you gotta do to feel better. But I guess I'm starting to realize, like, I don't think I took the time to ever not feel okay. And I didn't let myself be not okay. And because of that, I am not okay with it, you know? Oh, that hurt. Dude. This is supposed to be a sad video. Alright, anyways. It's not something that I can just kind of easily explain, but I just, you want down? Don't bark at me. Like I just said, we were both big wrestling guys, and that was kind of our thing, you know. That was the thing that, like, I had with my dad, and no one else could really get in the way of it, because I'm so into wrestling, and he was so into wrestling that, like, no one could keep up with it, and we could understand it as we went, and it was just kind of, like, our thing. So, when I was little, it was, oh god, I must have been, I can do math, watch this. I was 6. It was 2005, like, June or July, I don't know. Fun fact, I get those 2 backwards all the time. But, stop it. That's my book bag. I mean, I don't have to go to class anymore, who cares? But, he got this WWE pay-per-view called ECW One Night Only. And if you haven't ever heard of ECW, you should absolutely look it up, because it's the stereotypes of what wrestling is on drugs. There's a lot of blood, there's a lot of chair shots, a lot of flaming tables, and it's awesome. But we got that, and I remember watching it because my favorite wrestler at the time was a guy named Chris Benoit. If you don't know who Chris Benoit is, do not look it up. But he ended up wrestling Eddie Guerrero, another wrestler who's dead now, and they got just absolutely crapped on by the fans, or at least Eddie Guerrero did. And I was, he was a bad guy at the time, and I was little, so I was like, yeah, these guys get it, he's a bad guy, they don't like him. I come to find out later it's because sellout, I don't know, ECW was a weird thing. But anyways, my dad actually let me stay up late to watch it, even though I don't think I had school the next day because it was summer, but I had to do something the next day, and we stayed up. It was until like, I know this is gonna sound really impressive when I say it, it was like 12:15. And to me, I thought I was the big man on campus. I was like, oh yeah, I'm staying up late tonight, boys. And it was so stupid. But it was just me and him that watched it, and like, it was really good, you know? And it's always stuck with me. I have a really, really bad memory, in case you guys don't know me personally and you want to know a little bit more about me. I suck at remembering things. Cool, moving on. And that's, I don't know, that's just always stuck with me. Stop. Now she's sleeping on the blanket again, so cool. But that's just always stuck with me. And I guess, whenever you miss anyone, you always tend to remember the good things and not so much the bad things. But that's why it's really weird with my dad, because I remember a lot of the bad things, the really bad things. I guess those are just more emotional, so they stand out more. But like, I don't have those good little tiny memories except for that, and one other one when the last time that we saw each other, but it's stupid, so I'm not gonna go into it. If you guys want to know more about it, leave a comment. I'll do a story time. It'll be really sad, in like retrospect sad. But anyways, oh man. Maybe I'm on one of those reality TV shows. Like, I'm sure it wouldn't get the best, you know, reviews or anything, but I could see Ashton Kutcher doing a show instead of Pranked. It's like Deft. Anyways, it felt kind of like that. Like I was waiting for someone to be like, nah, just kidding, but this did happen. But that didn't happen. And I just kind of sat. And just kind of got my own head. I took a class right afterwards, the fall afterwards, and it was adulthood and aging psychology. And the final project was for me to plan my own funeral, which was, I won't lie to you guys, that was a toughie. In case you're wondering or curious, straight cremation, no service. If people decide to do something for me, I want a quesadilla bar. That's it. And then with my ashes, I don't care, because I guess that's some of that apathy still there, because I don't care. My dad's ashes, are actually in an urn on our mantle, and I don't, if that's what happens to mine, fine. If they get spread, that's fine. And I've learned there's a lot of crazy things people can do with ashes now. You can turn them into records, you can put them in like little roses and stuff so that they're like fancy, you can put them in jewelry. There's a lot of stuff, it's kind of crazy. So like, I mean, if people care, they can get that stuff or get some of my ashes and do crazy stuff. I don't care. It's never gonna be gone. Every day it gets easier. And I think that's for any time that you lose anyone at all. It doesn't matter if it's death, just naturally drifting apart, breakups, it doesn't matter. Like, every day gets easier. And it becomes a little bit easier to wake up and get up and force yourself to go and do the stuff that you gotta do. But that doesn't mean you're over it. And that doesn't mean that it's done or that they're gone. It just means life goes on. I think I find it really reassuring, especially with everything going on right now. I can't mess up anything enough to the point that it'll stop going, you know? Like, say that I mess up and I die. The sun will still come up, The earth will still turn. People will still shoot down the stimulus package in Congress because they don't want me to get $1,000. I find that comforting, that I can't mess it up. Some people think that means their life is insignificant, or some people think that means that, like, just it doesn't matter what we do. I wouldn't go that far, because we still have an impact on those around us. But I think whatever mistake you make, things will still go on. People will be able to still live. Sometimes it's just harder for us than others, but that's life. Here's my advice. If you or someone you know is going through grief, find at least one thing or person or song or activity, whatever, that can take your mind off of it. Rather that be videos, rather that be writing, rather that be painting, or, sometimes it's just sitting down with your boyfriend or girlfriend and watching something stupid. If you need a recommendation for a stupid movie to watch, I'd say Kung Fury, probably the best one. Yeah, it's pretty good. There's a lot of Kung Fu. And Hitler, he's come back up, and Hitler has come up twice now in this video, so I don't even, is that to me? Who am I talking to? No one even cares. Like I said, if you can find something that can take your mind off of it when it gets bad, you always have that as a backup. With that, guys, I'm gonna end the video because I feel like I'm just rambling and talking. I don't even know how long I've been talking. I don't know how long this is. I don't know how much of it I'm gonna cut. I don't know. We're just gonna call it cut, clear, edit it, send it to production, whatever. I've been Reeves. This is BlueTube. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, follow the Instagram, listen to 97.1, the smoothest jazz in the upstate, read the Blue Stocking, and Figs and Thistles. Most of all, thank you for watching.